Grace Marenya Najom, you see here. Auntie Grace.
Yes, she's coming.
Good. Yes, in this consultation, we will do the family and the game people last. You just sit down for a little bit. Profession. And I saw from the family, from the medical profession, we do have Dr. Moses Okej. Yes, please come forward. Yes, please. Dr. Moses Okej, please. Then we will have, after him, we will have Professor Washington Omondi. So in that order. Foremost, my heartfelt condolences to the family of Bill Lauren. We convey our heartfelt condolences. I give a word of encouragement and all goodwill. You recall, Bill, 7 years ago, this kind of misfortune befell me, and you were by my side. By your side. God will bless you. Now, I would put so many caveats when I talk. Our relatives from Uganda said a word of welcome. We are in quickly glimpse back. We started off in Sawagugu Secondary School. About 4 years ago, I was in Uganda, one of my classmates in Gulu, Dr. Olwich. Probably you may went all the way to Gulu to convey our the late Dr. Olwich. Looking back, I think that when we started Sawagongo, we are only 3 who are here. Horace, me and you people are ahead of me. But we are mourning So when I joined Makerere in 1966, they were ahead of us. My classmates. We went through the medical school. Learning in Makerere was very difficult. Strenuous, very challenging, and as relatives from Gulu have mentioned, Catherine was hardworking. And there were few black African women who are in the school of medicine. One of them, and she certainly excelled. I'll fast forward. My firstborn, Nsango Brenda Okej. Catherine was the obstetrician of my late wife. So my family that contribute her. And that's my first daughter. She's now in France. She got married from Zungu. They are there. But he said to me, a photo who was up at the same time. I'm going here. I'll show you people in memory of Catherine. And she was really He is the first born, and Catherine had interestingly turned up there. She was also a close family friend to us and my late wife. Literature we learned is not what is people learn. But somewhere, those of us who learned Shakespeare, though we are in the profession, the literature we learned remained. Paying tribute to Catherine, I see hands in all, kings and saints. And when death lays his hands in all, we continue to say the saints will respond. Catherine, to us, as I said, she has responded with Shakespeare wrote. And just ask that God bless her soul in peace. Now, me, I'm a village man. We grew up together. My home is just a kilometer from here. So all those that I mentioned, once again, my relatives from Uganda, we strengthen this relationship. There are challenges that once Catherine is gone, the chapter will be closed. No, I have the courage to mention that probably there could be, for purposes of continuity, a replacement for Catherine. Thank you all. I'll just leave it there. Milton. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Moses. We will dispense with the tribute from Professor Washington. He is the man who, together with Graham Hislop, wrote the national anthem for Professor Mondi.
Before I say anything, I should like to clarify that Dr. Bill, Lord, and me are distantly related. I haven't quite followed exactly how. It's where my paternal grandmother was born. So I believe we are kind of related with the people on that side. They are called your Hooligan. As a teacher, when I get an opportunity to teach anything, I seize it. You have heard that Dr. Laura is called Bill, a German name, and when it went across the English Channel, it became William. So Bill is just a shortened version of Bill. You've heard of Bill Clinton, for example. Now, Dr. Lore and me have known one another. We went to Miseno, he also went to Miseno school, that is. And then the system of education changed, East and Central Africa. But we changed the system so that we could do higher school certificates before proceeding to the university. And I went to Kakamega High School. And then after I finished, I went for my studies in Scotland, Edinburgh. And as you can see in the program, Bill also went there. Now, to come to the matter at hand, the lady who is lying here, I think she's called Nyarko. You call her like that? Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, she's called Nyantua. And every Acholi is Tuan. And therefore the ladies are called Nyantua. Which makes them quite proud because nobody can mess around them. Now, paragraph 5 talks about Catherine's education. When I was requested to come and say a word or two, I did some homework. Standard 1. Until she went to bed. Being very, very bright, boys feared to talk to her. Completely. So there are many people who admired her, but they feared her. Until Bill Lowry appeared in the scene and said, I'll tackle this very intelligent lady. Tazin have inherited that very high IQ. But at the same time, Bill Lowry was no joke. He was also always top of his class when he was at Sagongo and when he came to Maseno. God bless you. We are grateful to be here to say farewell to Catherine. Bill, life is going to be very different from now on because, like in the traditional sense, it is women who look after what the family are going to eat. So she has to go and collect firewood, she has to fetch, she has to make sure there is vegetable, and so on and so forth. These are jobs which, if it was in the traditional sense, you would have to be doing now that Catherine is gone. But things have changed, but only slightly. Because the man of the house has still to be in charge of everything. Now you are going to be mother and father to your kids. It is not an easy task, but with the will of God, I'm now retired and I'm enjoying my time on sea, particularly with the people I went to school who are around here. It is a totally different life. In fact, I wonder why some people are still in Nairobi, people of my generation. I can advise you, when you get home, you won't live long, I can assure you. And I have seen very many examples of that. Bill, thank you for asking me to come and say something on behalf of your dear wife. She's on her way to heaven. As soon as she's in touch, she'll start that journey, which she must accomplish by 6 p.m. And I hope we'll make it as short as possible. Thank you for the master of ceremony.
Thank you, Professor Washington Mondi. Thank you very much. Is there any professional colleague who may want to say something? Look around, any professional colleague, lest be accused of not giving anybody an opportunity to speak. Is there a friend, anybody who would like to speak in capacity of a friend? There's none. I will go to the family. But let me just consult. Just a consultation upon Mrs. Job to come.
Grace Marina, Wendom, Catherine, Capocanoso, Abuquero Camano Church, Abuquero Camano Choir, Abuquero Camano Osiepe, Kodo relatives, Mubrokono Wako, and Catherine. Professor Lore last born, Tenendum and first born. Konoka Professor Lore Kakanyatine. Catherine, Wende Kakanyatina. Ukanya Lugeniaka. Alungeniatina. She's my firstborn. Alale. Agonye, Nikecho Dirwon Mare, Polo Malo. Kolo Catherine, she's a very, very active lady. And she was a very, very hardworking child. And she was a teacher and a doctor. Opunja, yen mune logi pero tipokani magi en mopini rabolo mune nutaka utero wanyaka Uganda so at home a lot of bananas alure heroji Kodonje dalaka to bet dakika chel eode. Next time I will get Auntie Grace. Open the door for me. Talk. And she said, Grace, you are working hard. I like that. Kagemoro walk. She's the first one. Active lady, Catherine Lore. Go Nimundi the Polu Babani and Angeo still everything you taught us, we will not forget. I went to Uganda. Uganda, she just take a taxi to take me around the whole home, town. I'm very happy. I think that one we will marry. So, away a couple of years ago, big Mokoduto. Katakamanuti Motio for a short time was very good. And she bring friends at home. She was lovely and cooperative. Aketo daktari na watoto katika mkono ya Bwana. And what I give you is only peace, love, and unity. Thank you.
That is Grace, Professor Lore's family. Professor Lore being the last, and therefore she says she treated Catherine as her daughter rather than the lady who in our language we call a co-wife or a nyek. Right, I will go. Yes, the next speaker will be Beatrice Makawiti. Beatrice. And she will be followed by Richard Ward Orungo. And the last will be
Good morning, Church and fellow members. I'm Beatrice Makawiti, niece to Catherine Akidi Lore. I first met my auntie Catherine when she was newly married in our home. I was in primary school. And what fascinated me about my auntie was her being stoic and straightforward. We're later to stay with her for a couple of weeks due to a doctor's strike, which led to my uncle, Professor Lore, being hidden at our house in Nairobi West to avoid arrest. And we got to know her better. So my sister and I were entrusted to go and keep her company. And later, when Milton arrived, Auntie asked my parents to allow my sister Pam and I to babysit Milton during our holidays. And my auntie expected us to sing, and it gave me a real sense of pride on that achievement, and it propelled me to work even harder on mine. And I will remember her for one exceptional deed, which I'll forever be indebted. There was a time she and my mom were home, and my mom was bitten by a snake. And she quickly administered first aid. It was in the night, late in the night. It was raining. During that time, there were no M-Pesa services, but she rushed and was treated within good time. And we are still happy to have her with us. Now, to summarize, my aunt, straightforward, meticulous. She fought for women's rights. When there was a restaurant called the Thorn Tree, maybe a restaurant or women to go and have a meal there. She requested to speak to the manager, and she said she's not an accompanied female. She said she was Dr. Catherine Akidi Lore, and she had just had a long night operating. During these hiatus, may God Almighty rest Auntie Catherine's soul in peace until.
Now call upon Mr. Richard Owur Orungo, Odhiambo Donj.
He's coming.
Winston Odhiambo Donj.
Thank you, MC. Thank you, the Anglican Church. And I would really like to appreciate the Anglican choir that was here yesterday in the night. They kept us company. And the group that was from Gulu, They made fire at time that we had to be in this family and sit outside because that was the best thing to do yesterday. I say thank you very much to God that has brought everybody here, and we know why we are here. That's why I am here. And I really appreciate the Professor. And it has been said, Catherine has been visiting us frequently, and so Lauren and the children, they should try and this might help Professor Washington. My clan, our clan is Bulgaria. They have already said that daughters in a family raise the families when there are real challenges. And we know this one very well because it's a place that wants to pass. It's a special person to live in life. There are three things that she taught me. One, I have to be responsible for my happiness. I was a bit wild person in my training because of some challenges. That she has the car, it was an abuse, but she made that look like an achievement to me. Catherine brought his brother to St. Mary's Yana, so they were in school with Roach and Soch. But one thing I'm pleased that Catherine has done here, kind of, he copied it from Roach. If not, I was even jokingly telling him, Professor yesterday at a watch that this forest should be named after you. Catherine had words of wisdom. She was one person that used to tell me frequently, when they don't say that they have a lot of money, they still say that it is little. So I would like every one of you here to know little is not enough. And she used to tell me, now you have a small family, because then I had only 2 children. Do all that you can that you can be able to feed your family. And she used to tell me jokingly, if evening comes and finds you with maize and beans, what's the best out of benefit out of them? That, for me, that was the meaning of that. Catherine was friendly to members of our family, and we know she's known in this area than Professor. The reason why she's known in this area than Professor is she used to come here frequently. After doing her home course chores, she would go out to meet people, talk to them, and provide guidance in certain areas. And she was one person that you would not keep off. She was that one person that would keep changing you from time to time and advising so that at least if you are given time. I'm happy that I met a lot yesterday here, and that is like after 45 years. And I still saw the laughter that Lodge used to have, and it reminded me of the laughter that we used to have together whenever Catherine used to come to see Lodge in school. Professor Lore, to us, is a wonderful person. We admired him when he was young in all spheres. And today, it's the uncle that used to stand tall. It's the uncle that used to put on very good suits. What has happened? And I said, Catherine had told me life is a journey. And what is important? Happiness, love. Catherine is going, she has left us. We have the other children from Agina's family. And unfortunately, last Saturday, and today we are burying our aunt, who has taken care of us. Her and Grace have been very close, and gave our grandfather the support. If she had been married in a far place, we would have not had the support. I really appreciate the big family, and whenever you people can be able to support us, just come and support us. When we have anything that we would be able to support you with, I say you should come and support for Monindoni and Catherine, Akidi, Lore, ma wasebet kwa geno, wasebet kalimoa, and then wendoa, mabigo saya. Sometimes she would even come 3 times in a day. She used to come to our home to collect my mother for some therapy here twice in a day, and she never used to fail. I really appreciate and so many challenges. But the gap that Catherine has left, I don't know who will address these challenges. One time we lost one of our cousins, James, in a tragic accident, and people were standing in front at the graveside, but I saw her moving close to one of my cousins, and when one of my cousins was going down because of the pain that she was now feeling when the brother was going to the grave, she's the one who moved and supported her slowly and brought her to the ground. Our aunt, Dr. Catherine Nalobo Lore, may your soul rest in peace. Bye-bye, my aunt.
Thank you very much.
Catherine is my aunt. Professor Lord. And I work in Alakadina Room, and I got Catherine. Doctor's Mills, opposite that national workshop. Catherine and Mama Moher. Catherine, no, Kitakaka, Manda, but you. It is my other Marika, 2005. As I put in the as I only quoted say two. We say two. We don't get a lot of people and see that we like the community of the kind of two. I know the money lawyer. Now, man, you need a sale count.
Thank you very much for being that brief in the interest of time. Is there anybody from the administration representing the government from the Republic of Kenya? Anybody from the administration? Okay.
Na wageni wote, hamjambo. Mimi si mtu wa serikali, lakini mimi ni semeji wa Catherine, nasi mnaongea juu yake. Mimi na inabidi mimi kusema machache juu yake, lakini sitatumia lugha ya Kiswahili. Hapa kuna watu ambao wanajua Kiarabu, Kiingereza na kadhalika, na wote ni lugha, hata Kijaluo pia ni lugha. Kwa hivyo nitatumia lugha ya Kijaluo kwa maana tangu hii function yaanze wala kabaraka lugha tijela bang no madi dala ka unge makosi utu unge renya kaguma namba makodi yakanyaka boda boda unge anati ajo kali koda kana wacho mama loka kodo mbigo na fiti yenu unge yao de wake ya profeti unge rego waka lakini Catherine tongere kabisa makata kana beni kisiasa niko rubichuko Catherine ndio yombe mabovu hawa chebe won ke juma Uganda no ke ndio do to amen ki beji ndio mimi ndio kwa ndio ndio tu kitabu ndio mara leo achu na ndio no ke ndio mimi ndio kwa achu ne ko kora won Catherine nyocha ahere ke ku biro nche ki mokumo pende nche yen mo kunno no ke ga nyingi do kene nche mo kunno musa yen musa nyingi yen mo pende nche mo kumanda ga ta kya nyingi no gintie izagin kaje ulala mama maja hera mo dikwate moeka endo ngi kata min kwara andi ushika mang'eny makiaga ni kwara min bani nyunga ngana gita kana gada lakini ya chonga Uganda picha bubu nyingi nyingi mana banyo no kwara ndio ni ya chonga nyingi tangu ushika mang'eny makiaga ni nyingi ndio mmoja ngati ndio nganya ya chonga ni ta Uganda picha chini no bile la kode aga ati mag kuchini mbigo la kudugo na Uganda kujeni kitabu chuo kwa kaka kwa sana na leo sana mbigo watu no kwa chuo kama tingi Uganda kuchabu sasa hivi pinya lugo la kundi kama kwa kundi kutia ngo kuna Porque actually that. Lo soalnya kalau jual kan dunia kan tapi saya teman. No kilomita mara mlebu. Umoja kwa kwa. Ulala kwa mabaya. Kanisa dukani mbili. Kama no check ya kwa hiyo wako hiyo kanisa. Mtije moja kulimu kule chini ndio kwa nika sisi ndio na cheka kanisa kaji. Ndio hapa mtu ndio chini kanisa ndio kwa nyono. Hapana. Ndio hilo kanisa. Kurudi vitu cha nyamenga. Kwa hiyo ndio kwenye mungu serikali picha antu anaja halaka. Mayo
Kamano ichal ya serikali kadilo usunu. Hili ni serikali kaya government serikali. Government hiyo kuja serikali. Aya. I'm just about to call upon the praise and worship group to give us a number. But before that, I want to give Professor Washington Omondi some very little time to make some clarification that is vital.
Also, Kendo, people tend to be malicious. Somebody is going to take a picture of that tent and say that this is Dr. Catherine Laura's funeral, and it was not attended by many people. Well, some of the people here tend to go to funerals late, but there was also an issue which happened. We lost another doctor, a much more senior doctor, Job Obilo was here. She's at Maseno on the way to Kisumu. And a lot of our people here, Dr. Anoch, on his way to that funeral. So please don't take a picture of that tent and say that this is the representation of Dr. Catherine's funeral. And for your clarification for the people from Uganda, I would like to let you know it's 6 miles. I don't know what that is in kilometers. But between these two places, there are about 50 professors, over 20 doctors, 15 lawyers.
You all the same will clap for that. Thank you. There is a special letter that I will allow George Chaya to present, but later on, not exactly now. We'll allow a letter to be presented to the family. It could be a letter of demand, so I don't want it to spoil the occasion. So we'll do it towards the end. Praise and worship, please.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Tumekuja hapa ku celebrate a life. And we cannot celebrate a life while sitting down. To celebrate mama miaka 75 si kwa uwezo wako bali ni kwa neema. Haleluya.
Clergy, fellow clergy, so just had a small some clan leader, Joe Giant from Uganda, who have sent some messages of consolation.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose Rachel. As you've heard, is Milton. Actually, I don't always have the opportunity to introduce myself in full, so I'll take the liberty of introducing myself using the name that my late mom and my dad gave me at birth. My name is Milton, but my full name is Apollo Milton of the time of day that I was born, Chipping of Yambo. So like a good law, I have at least 4 names. Mine is not to speak too much, lest I be accused of requesting for words from people. But mine here, my singular. Celebrating the life of Dr. Catherine Akidi Lore. Catherine Akidi Lore, daughter of Lalobo, was born on 3rd of January 1945 in Gulu District, Uganda. She was the second child to the late Obadiah Lalobo and the late Tezira Lalobo, named after her great aunt, Casalina Alobo, the sister to her grandfather, 6 siblings, 3 of whom are with us today. Tom Olalobo, James Olalobo, John Lalobo, sorry, I'll start again. Tom Olalobo, John Lalobo, deceased, James Olalobo, Auntie Florence Achiro, deceased, George Ali, deceased, and last but not least, William Olodge. She underwent her primary school education grades there. She proceeded for her junior secondary school education at the St. Monica's Girls Junior School, also in Gulu, between 1957 and 1958, before proceeding to Gayaza High School in central Uganda, just north of Kampala, the oldest all-girls boarding school in Uganda, where she undertook her first 4 years of her secondary schooling, passing the Cambridge ordinary level certificate with distinction. For her higher education, in 1964 and 1965, she attended King's College, Bodo, and extended as well. There, she sat for her advanced level in sciences and passed with high grades as well and distinction. In 1965, she proceeded to Makerere University. You've heard quite a bit mentioned about Makerere today, and particularly grateful, the family is grateful for the institution of Makerere, not just Makerere University or the University of East Africa Makerere College as it was then. Makerere also holds a special place for many family members as well. The late Obabidia Lalobo, father to my late mother, studied agriculture at Makerere College, graduating in 1940. So there has, we've spoken about Mom, but there also has been a tradition of excellence that preceded Mom as well. And that is that at Makerere, Mom, as I'm told, not just by my dad, but everyone who was in Makerere with her, Mom was top of the class from year 1 to year 5. Year 1 to year 5, as a top student, was an opportunity to visit the UK and learn not just medicine theoretically, but practically. And so this distinction manifested itself not just in her early childhood and early education, but in university. Mom proceeded for her internship at the New Mulago Hospital in Kampala, after which she was also employed by the Uganda government, working as a medical officer in Masaka before relocating to Kenya after the obvious had happened. The obvious here being a marriage to William Law at National Hospital until the end of 1973, when, together with her husband and children, myself, as well as my sister, Tezira Ayugi, the family proceeded to Scotland we were just little children. I believe we are the ones who gave them the motivation to work as hard as they've done. While in the UK, Mom joined the Eastern General Hospital in Edinburgh, where she worked as a registrar in obstetrics and gynecology, pediatricians and gynecologists, exams of which she passed in 1975. The same year, the family moved to Glasgow, still within Scotland, and during that period, Mom continued to work in that field. In 1977, we moved back to Kenya. Both Mom and Dad joined the employ of the University of Nairobi, in the university arena for a long time. Mom, on the other hand, was probably less theoretical and more practical, and probably found the university environment a little bit constraining. And so after a year of teaching at the university, felt that she could continue teaching and also doing other private practice as a private practitioner in Nairobi, but also had opportunities to work elsewhere. Aside from private practice, whether in Kenya or outside the country, my community, whether that community was in Game, whether the community was in Nairobi, whether it was a global community working for the Nairobi City Council as a consultant gynecologist at the largest maternity hospital in life. She was not just a medical doctor. She was not just an obstetrician and a gynecologist. My cousin Betty talked about my mom as a champion of not just women's rights, but and led by example. So during this period, Mom was also involved in activities such as advocacy against female genital mutilation, presenting papers on the subject, both locally and internationally. Professionally, in her work as an obstetrician and gynecologist, was a champion in the field, played a leading role within the Kenya. She networked extensively as a social advocate for women's health and empowerment. Yes, she was one of those Beijing ladies that a lot of us heard about in the 90s. She developed a special interest in the education of the girl child and community aspects of reproductive health and gender-related gynecology and obstetrics, FIGO, and she traveled to Washington, D.C. to receive an award as one of the world's leading female obstetricians and gynecologists. Mom continued in her private practice until the mid-90s. But even though she was not in active practice from then, continued to maintain interest in the field and was vibrant for the most part and honest work. Some of that honest work is really, illustrated today. We've heard about the last night home from the main road, and a lot of times we would have visitors coming in because they would see us either sitting on the veranda or that sort of thing, and they said we'll drop by. Today, you can no longer even imagine that the main road is there, given the trees and everything that is around it. Churches, including her home church in Nairobi, the Winners Chapel, as well as Christ is the Answer ministries. She generally treasured the times she spent with her two lovely grandchildren, who happened to be my handsome sons, as handsome as their father, William and Barack. Clinical, psychological, psychiatric. For many years, she had bipolar mood disorder, and during this period was cared for by her immediate family, as well as a very courageous group of nurses that provided support to the family, for which we're very most grateful. At the end of October last year, Mom was institutionalized at the Trinity Care Facility in Gong to receive palliative care. And for the first half of her stay there, up until Christmas, on a very strong improvement path. But from Christmas, started to deteriorate progressively. On the morning of 15th January, her condition suddenly took a turn for the worse, and while receiving treatment, she succumbed and passed away just after 8 a.m. The Almighty God favored her. By His grace, He granted that she should live on this earth for 78 years. She turns, may the name of the Almighty God be praised. And they all said, Amen.